Today we're starting our new reading and writing unit. It is about the civil rights unit. So whenever we start a unit that is about things that happen in history or things that are happening now, we have to first start with research. This unit's not just based on what we have in our mind already about the civil rights, but what new information we can learn. So we're going to learn to research a topic by asking ourselves questions and taking notes as we read. I'm looking for you to jot down important information about the civil rights movement. If you recognize this book, it's because I read it for the read aloud for this week. I suggest that you go and listen to that read aloud because that one's going to sound a little bit more like reading, where now I'm going to go a little bit slower and go back to the text many times. So as I'm reading this book, I want to focus on important dates that I see. I want to focus on names that I need to remember. I want to focus on things that are new to me or things that really stand out. Also, if I have any questions to ask myself, I want to write them down. Your notes are for you to understand. They're for you to go back to. So if you write down the year 1957 and put a question mark there, you need to know what that means. So as I'm reading this text, in September of 1957, 9 black students started at a school in Little Rock, Arkansas. Before only white students went there, white people harassed the black students. They became known as the Little Rock Nine. That is an important date that I might want to write down, and I might write September 1957. Again, these are my notes, so if I'm not going to write the whole year of September, that's okay. And Little Rock 9. Now, since maybe I don't know what that is in my head, I might write down 9 students wanted to go to school. If I look back at that, do you think that I'm going to know why they can't go to school? Maybe not. So I might want to add in more information. Again, I would go back to the text. In September 1957, 9 black students started at a school in Little Rock, Arkansas, before only white students went there. So that's actually really important information to add to this piece, because 9 students wanting to go to school just sounds like a normal school day to me. So I might need to add in 9 black students wanted to go to school that used to be all white. I also want to point out that I'm taking notes on the computer. If you choose to take notes on your computer, that is up to you. You can also choose to take notes on paper in a notebook or just paper that you have, but you want to keep all of your notes together so you don't lose them. I'm going to keep reading. Arkansas's governor sent soldiers they kept the black students out. President Dwight D. Eisenhower responded. How? He sent soldiers too. These soldiers kept the Little Rock Nine safe. They walked them to school, and we can even see that in that picture there. So here I might also write the president sent soldiers to help the students get to school. The president sent soldiers. The Little Rock Nine were part of the civil rights movement. This movement took place in the 1950s and 60s. Black people fought for their equal rights. They wanted to end centuries of oppression. So I might write that down. Civil rights movement. And oppression. And if I don't know what that means on Epic, I can click on the word
oppression.
Cruel or unjust use of authority, a feeling of low spirits. So if someone is oppressed, that means that they're kind of like put down for a reason that they shouldn't be. U.S. slavery ended with the Civil War, 1861 to 1865, but laws were still unfair. They made voting hard for black people. Many places were segregated. So I might write Civil War ended in 1865. And voting still hard. And the word segregation or segregate. And again, if you don't know what the word means, you can click on it. Okay? As you're taking your notes, as you continue to read, write down the things that are important to you, the things that you need to remember, such as dates, such as questions that you have. Maybe you want to know, why were schools segregated? Maybe you want to know, how was voting hard? Maybe you want to know how these 9 students felt being walked to school by soldiers and being harassed by other people. As you're reading, your job is to take notes. Again, the notes can be on the computer and you can share them with us, or your notes can be in your notebook and you can take a picture and share it that way. Make sure all of your notes are together, because as we continue this unit, you need to have a collection of notes to help you write your final piece.